Welcome to the Sharon Jones Show, where we're keeping up with the Joneses. And now here's your host, Sharon Jones.
Hi, welcome to the Sharon Jones Show. I'm smiling already because it's another great day that the Lord has made, and we have another great show just for you. We have Pastor Outley with her ministry out in Columbus, Georgia. We also have Miss May McDaniel that's coming to tell you some great information about health and fitness. And we also have Pastor Howell from Kingdom Family Worship Center right here in Phenix City, Alabama. So you guys keep it locked.
Okay, so we drowned the fire, stirred it, drowned it again, and now just feel if it's cold.
Yeah.
Cool.
Smokey just gave me a bear hug.
I know. I already posted it.
Are your children in the right car seat for their age and size? Is the seat supposed to be forward-facing or rear-facing? Did they move to a booster seat too soon? It may be too late to check when you're on the road. Fortunately, you're on the couch. Car crashes are a leading killer of children 1 to 13. Don't think you know. Know you know.
Welcome back to the Sharon Jones Show. Sitting here talking to a phenomenal woman in this community. And I tell you, a woman of God, it's good to be in the midst. We got Pastor Outley here on set with me. How are you?
I'm blessed. Happy New Year, Sharon.
Well, thank you. Happy New Year to you as well. How you come on my show with my favorite color on?
Well, I just got up this morning and decided to put on a nice color for the set today.
That's the Sharon Jones Show color, purple.
Purple.
That's when I did my first photo shoot. That's what it was.
Great.
And that's gorgeous. You look great.
Thank you so much.
Amen. We're so happy to have you really here with us today. We realize your schedule is so busy, but you took the time to come out and be on set. We do have some things to talk about because we got a serious issue going on in this community, and I know that you're willing to extend. And tell us a little bit about the community united that you're putting together.
Well, really, I'm not putting it together. It's just a heart cry that in Columbus alone in 2016, we had over 23 murders, and that just pulled at my heart. Mainly African-American young men. And so just as a Christian alone, I think we need to address that issue in some type of way with our law enforcement, school system, with our government, and, of course, the church community. So that's just something that I believe the Lord has placed upon my heart for this season.
Yeah, it needs to happen.
Yes.
Yes, Lord. Where is your ministry, Pastor Outley?
Well, I am the senior pastor of Abundant Life Full Gospel Outreach Church, 6001 Buena Vista Road over in Columbus, Georgia. Been there. Next month will be my 20th year as senior pastor.
Wow.
Yes.
Ooh,
Yes, ma'am.
my. Oh, God. Now, you've been there 20 years, but how long has it been since you've been in the ministry?
I am originally out of Canaan Baptist Church under the late Dr. J.H. Carter. Stayed there since I was 9 in 1997. That's when we started Abundant Life. So I was the children's church pastor and the youth pastor and a Sunday school teacher there for about 10 years. So we got about 30 years total in ministry.
Wow, that's good. You're those ministry vets. Them AARPs, spiritually.
Wow, wow.
You ever thought about it that way?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, because when you hit a certain number, it's just like, you get certain recognition because you've been on the battlefield for a much longer time. You're seasoned into what you're doing.
Exactly.
And there's a lot of younger, new ministers that are coming up, need people with the wisdom and the guidance like yourself.
Thank you.
So that's a blessing. And with you really looking into the crime, the violence, even the more standing up, been standing up, I'm sure, but really trying to make it attentive to the public and the community, some of the things that God has laid on your heart to do. I feel like every pastor that's watching, every member that's watching should tell their pastor to connect with you, because we can really get some more things moving, because the law, they only can do so much. And like you said, we're needing to push into. So tell me, do you have quite a few young members at your church?
Have quite a few young members. We call them the now generation, because as a pastor, you said a seasoned pastor, I believe we need to make sure that the next generation is connected in the church and make sure they're visible. And there's a place in church for young people, young adults, and teenagers and children. And because I was a children's church pastor, that still seems to be my passion, children.
That's something.
Yes, ma'am.
But I've known some of your members. I had a young lady came to me one time. She said that she was comfortable being a part of your ministry, and that you taught them how to truly praise and worship. So it's a good thing when you got youthful people, young people out here saying things that they admire about the ministry and things that they admire about yourself. Now, I've seen you in the community where you have been a blessing to families when they've lost a loved one. And some of these people weren't your members, but they knew you, and you've even placed calls out to me to try to help aid in getting people buried. And I've actually seen you come into the establishment where I work to bury people, and you've come into to help the families to do their arrangements. And a lot of times pastors are so busy and big, they don't have time, or they don't take the time. And see, that's what I pat you on your back from over on this side for some of the work I've seen you do. You never know what people see sometimes, because they may not say it, but I don't have a problem saying what I see, what I sense, because on TV, because other people need to know there are some pastors that are genuine with helping people. I really mean that.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
And you didn't know I was going to say that.
I had no idea.
I didn't know I was going to say that either, but it's
no
the
idea.
truth.
Thank you so much.
Because this is what I've seen.
Yes.
Yeah. And I believe that with the way you're walking in 2017, this year, that there's going to be abundant group of even young people coming over, because you have that heart to push people forward from, like you say, a young. It's been pushed into you through your training, even coming up. Everything that you went through coming up is for a time as now.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
I receive that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. So what is it? 11 o'clock service on Sunday?
10 a.m. We start our service at 10 a.m. and we're there till about 12:15, and it's just whosoever will, let them come.
All right.
Yes.
Do you have Bible study?
Bible study every Wednesday, 1 hour. We get in at 6:45 and we're done promptly at 7:45.
7:45.
6:45 to 7:45 every Wednesday.
Do your church have a number?
We do have a number, 706-561-8900.
00. And give me your address one more time.
6001 Buena Vista Road, Columbus, Georgia, 31907. We like to say we holding it down on the east side of Columbus.
All right, east side.
Yes, ma'am.
You guys keep it locked right here with the Joneses. We'll be right back with our next guest. Hey.
Okay, so we drowned the fire, stirred it, drowned it again, and now just feel if it's cold.
Yeah.
Cool.
Smokey just gave me a bear hug.
I know. I already posted it.
Taking care of a family member can lead to plenty of questions. Fortunately, there's a place to get the answers, for them and for you. Find articles, tips, and tools from experts and others who have been in your place. The Caregiving Resource Center at aarp.org/caregiving.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
Welcome back to the Sharon Jones Show, here on set with Miss May McDaniel, and she's talking about some interesting stuff. When I tell you this woman is a healthy woman, and I want to do what she's doing, and I want to be like Miss May. How you, Miss May?
I'm doing great. Thank you very much. And you want to be like me?
Yes.
I'll take you with me.
That's a little much. Miss May, tell the viewers right now what you're doing. This is something new that you're doing this year because you've been in health and fitness for a while now.
Well, I've been in health and fitness for myself for a while. I haven't actually been doing it for other or helping other people until recently. And people started saying to me, I want to be like you. And I realized that I could help them. And what I'm planning to do to bring some attention to this is I am going to through hike, meaning once I start, I'm going to the end, the Appalachian Trail. And this is a map that I keep on my wall of the Appalachian Trail. It's 2,200 miles, if you're counting. Oh, I'm going to walk from Georgia to Maine. Oh. And I won't be the oldest woman who's ever done it, but I'm close. And I decided I'd go ahead and do it now instead of waiting for the record.
Oh, God. My good 2,200
miles.
200 miles.
Actually, 2,196, but as I said, who's counting?
Oh, God. What a story. What a story. So have you started, I noticed you have a journal there.
I have a journal, and sometimes you get signs that you're doing the right thing.
Yeah.
And I use a journal all the time. I carry it around with me, and it's not, sometimes it's private thoughts, but a lot of times it's just what am I doing today? And I do also use it as a thankfulness journal. I write down every night before I go to sleep at least 3 things that I am thankful for that day.
Oh, wow.
So I was finishing up the journal that I had been using, and I went to purchase another one. And I walked in, and this was the first one I saw. It says, "And so the adventure begins." Wow. And it was such a sign because I had also...
Confirmation.
Absolutely. My website is destination100.com.
Yes.
And on the top of the website is a photo with a cup like this.
The adventure.
And I went looking for it, and I found it, and the cup arrived in the mail the same day I purchased the journal.
Oh, my.
So I think I'm doing the right thing.
Yes, confirmation after confirmation.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
you'll be putting all that information about your 2,000 and some mile walk in your journal.
Oh, of course.
Day by day.
Of course. And
That's
there will be a book
great.
at the end.
Yes, it will. Oh, my goodness. Now, how is it that this is going to start, you say March?
Yes.
In
I'm
March.
planning to start March 15th. Weather could make a difference. If it's pouring down rain that day, I'll wait till the next day. But approximately March the 15th. And it'll take me approximately 6 months to do it.
Wow. I was going to ask you that. What's your end time? Approximately 6 months, depending on the weather.
Depending on the weather, there are a lot of things that could impact it one way or the other. Right. I may be able to go further days than I think I can. Wow. I have a goal for each day, or an average for each day goal. And so if I am faster than that, I might finish a little quicker, or if there are weather issues. And if I've been on the trail this past year, part of it goes through the area that was affected by the Tennessee fires. And the trail was closed down. So there are things that could make it more than 6 months, but that's what the aim is. I should be able to do it in approximately that length of time.
That is grand.
Thank you.
This is the first time I'm meeting someone that is getting ready for a real adventure. Oh my God, I can't wait till you come back and tell us about what all happened on this walk. Woo.
Well, see, you'll have to have a really long show for me when I get back.
Well, maybe we can. If you walk that far, we probably extended an whole hour. What you talking about? Okay. That would be like a celebration show. My God.
Oh, yes, and a lot of people, I do have some friends that are going to meet me at various places along the trail and hike with me a few days. Ooh, wow. But there's going to be a big party at Mount Katahdin, which is the other end, come late August, mid-September, to help me get up the last mile.
That is wonderful. I love it. I love it. I love it. So will you have you'll have all your, how will you have all your stuff? You'll just buy as you go through towns?
You have to get off the trail every 3 to 5 days to re-provision, because you can't carry more than that amount of food. Okay. So you do have to get off. And the trail is isolated, but it is not necessarily a long distance from towns. There are a lot of trail towns and places that you can re-provision. So that's part of the planning, is the logistics of how do you get all this done.
Wow, that is awesome. So you look great.
Thank you.
You whispered your age to me when I first met you. You look fabulous.
Thank you.
I
feel fabulous.
You look like you feel fabulous. Your skin is so beautiful, and
thank you.
Everything is just. Do you eat a lot of fruits, or do you eat meat?
I eat a lot of all of those things. I do have some I don't do refined flour, and I don't do refined sugar, and I don't do dairy. But other than that, I pretty much eat everything.
That's
but
good.
I have on my Facebook page, which is Destination 100, you can sign up to be on my email list so you stay abreast of this. And I have a little ebook called You're Killing Yourself in the Grocery Store, Tips for Shopping for Healthy Living.
That's good. That's awesome. We're going to bring you back. You're definitely coming back to the show because you got so much info. But hey, welcome to the Sharon Jones Show. On that segment, we'll be right back after this.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
Are your children in the right car seat for their age and size? Is the seat supposed to be forward-facing or rear-facing? Did they move to a booster seat too soon? It may be too late to check when you're on the road. Fortunately, you're on the couch. Car crashes are a leading killer of children 1 to 13. Don't think you know. Know you know.
Taking care of a family member can lead to plenty of questions. Fortunately, there's a place to get the answers, for them and for you. Find articles, tips, and tools from experts and others who have been in your place. The Caregiving Resource Center at aarp.org/caregiving.
Welcome back to the Sharon Jones Show. We as Christian people in the world, we have to be able to stay sharp and keep our full armor. And the Sharon Jones Show has kind of transitioned somewhat slightly into a new era, more spiritual realm. We were kind of tilting, but it has always been on a set of a Christian base. And I just feel like in my spirit that this year, 2017, that we would always just pretty much put in a wisdom, knowledge, and a conversation about things that can help us Christians become better Christians and things that we can actually offer people that are non-Christians that would like to be into the Christian world, some information that maybe will help someone. And I have Pastor Howell that I've actually asked to come on set from time to time with the Sharon Jones Show, hopefully almost weekly with me, because there's always where we need to give God some glory and we need to magnify him on the air. And I just feel like today we want to talk a little bit about deliverance, because there is power in the name of Jesus. There's power in deliverance, and we can move forward. Am I right about it?
Absolutely. And thank you for having me. One of the things that's amazing to realize, more people are good at being members in a church than being free citizens in the kingdom. And it's okay that, you know, God never wanted us to show up and stay the way we were when we showed up at church.
Right.
And so a lot of people go to church, but they go in the same and come out the same way.
That's true.
And so it becomes problematic. And I remember a scripture in 1 John 3:8. And it reads, he said, Jesus came to destroy the works of the devil. And so one of the things that we have to be careful with is not just having great services, but to get some service done on us.
All right.
And I think that's really what deliverance is. It's the acknowledgement that I'm not perfect, that life happened to me.
Yes.
And one thing that I would encourage everyone to embrace is you're not what happened to you, but it did happen to you. And if we could separate what happened to you from who you are, you'll find it much easier to get rid of. Wow. So many people have been raped, molested, lied on, abused, but just because I was abused I don't have to become an abuser.
All right.
You know, so it happened to me, but it's not me. And so we have to have a mechanism that allows us to not take on what happened to us in life and live out freely. And so, you know, the Bible says Jesus went around doing good and healing all that was sick and casting out evil spirits. And so one of the things that becomes controversial in the church is that we believe that people in the church don't have demons or become demon oppressed. But if we were to be honest, they had catch colds, but we believe in healing.
Yes.
So if we believe in healing, but Christians can be sick, is it possible that we can be afflicted and plagued and have demons? And the teaching goes like this. Things may be in my mind, but they may not be in my spirit. And so sometimes we need healing just from memories. Someone was raped, but they're still struggling. They're not still being raped, but they haven't gotten rid of the memories of the rape. Yes. A person was walking down the street and let's see, they were overtaken. You know, that's assault. And so now they're victimized. Well, the trauma isn't still happening, but neither can they walk away from the trauma that did happen. And so the church has always been a place where it's supposed to be that we can be healed of life.
Yes.
And so people say, why do I go to church? Because life happens to you every day.
Yes.
And so as long as life is happening, you need a place and a refilling station where you can go and get equipped and cleansed and healed constantly.
Yes.
You know, the Bible says man that's born of woman is few days, full of trouble.
Yes.
And I think if the church, if we really be real, and not just church, but viewers everywhere, if we would really be real and say, life happened to me, but I don't want to be what happened to me.
Okay.
Then we free ourselves to be free of things that happen to us. And that's really what we start talking about, deliverance. You know, you don't have to live out what happened to you.
Right.
There does come a point where you get a pause. But I believe deliverance comes when you make the choice to be free.
Yes.
And so I want to encourage people everywhere, you know, it happened, so let's not be in denial.
Yes.
Some of the stuff happened in the church.
All right.
You know, the church is a safe place, but things happen in the church.
You're right.
And sometimes someone's got to come to us and say, it may have happened to you, even in the church.
Yes.
But you don't have to stay in the same place.
That's right.
And so we need God to come in and clean up parts of us.
Yes.
And I really want to speak about our mind, our emotions, because it may not be happening, but for a lot of people, the smell of what happened takes them back to the same place.
Yes.
Like a good steak. You at a steakhouse. I love going to Olive Garden. There's a certain aroma in there in Olive Garden that tells me I'm in Olive Garden. But if I go at home and my wife cooks the same exact meal, my mind may tell me I'm at Olive Garden because of the smells associated with it.
Yes.
And so I have to have all of that cleansed out of me so that I can be authentically me.
So you can be authentically you. You know, the next segment, when we come back next week, we definitely need to touch and finish that part 2 on that. You know, again, Pastor Howell, it is a blessing to be in the presence of anointed man of God, prophet, family man, community man, and a supportive man in the ministry. So we thank God for you.
Thank you.
And we look forward to coming back next week, same place, same time. I'm bringing it up high. I'm dropping it down low. Keep it locked with the Joneses.
Thank you for watching today's show. If you would like additional information about today's show, call or email us.